Hey, what's up, YouTube? You're watching Rants. This is our TLC 2015 main event video, and it's between Sheamus and Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight title. What are your thoughts?
Come on, Roman Reigns. We don't want Sheamus as champion anymore. That's a quick summary of it.
Pretty much. You don't want him to go on a long title run?
No. Oh, no. If at all possible, I'd like for him to lose it on Sunday. Have a month run, and then let Roman Reigns run with it for some time. That would be amazing, in my opinion.
How about you, Tim?
Yeah. I'm not really sold on Sheamus as a champion. He's just, I don't know. I'm glad he finally cashed in that Money in the Bank, but I was like, really? On Roman Reigns? They should have just let Roman Reigns run with it, but I pretty much saw it a mile coming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I actually think this match has potential to be a pretty good match, but they're both very talented. Roman Reigns is very intense in the ring. And, I mean, Sheamus, obviously, he's a great technical wrestler, but he lacks personality. Reigns kind of lacks personality, so
I think
Reigns has improved.
Reigns has a little bit more personality. He
does.
at least
he's intense.
Endears himself to the crowd, whereas Sheamus, even as a heel,
he's a heel. So
let me finish what I'm saying.
Sorry.
Even as a heel, when he tries to get under the crowd's skin, it doesn't really work that well. It comes off as corny. So even though, again, Reigns might not be like an overly developed character, how he interacts with the crowd gets over way better than how Sheamus interacts with the crowd as a heel.
Reigns definitely has improved, and you can tell he's trying, so I definitely give him credit for that. At the same time, sometimes it seems forced, but it's less forced than it was months ago, so he's improved. What do you think of Reigns' personality versus Sheamus' personality? What do you think of their...
I mean, he's definitely trying. He's like picking on Sheamus and calling him a tater tot.
Oh yeah, that was great. And I think that has potential to really catch on. I think at TLC, a good portion of the crowd they're going to yell tater tots at Sheamus.
Maybe.
Possibly.
I just sort of want to see, Roman Reigns grow as a wrestler. I want to see what he can really do. Like, we haven't really seen him in too many ladder matches, so having tables, ladders, and chairs all in the mix, it's going to be interesting to see how he does in it.
Yeah. You'll get some crazy spots, too, because I could see something where, for example, Reigns spears, Sheamus off a ladder into a table, something crazy like that.
Or a Superman punch off the ladder.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, actually. That would be really
something
cool.
off the ladder, something high risk, a high spot somewhere here and there. But with this kind of match, with these kind of wrestlers, these, ladders and chairs and tables will be used more as weapons instead of like used for spots, so to say. I mean, we'll get the table spots. That's a given, but I can't see too many like moves off the top of the ladder. Maybe a couple, not like the tag team. Triple threat match.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to have all the spots like that. But as far as this match, it'll be a good, hard-hitting, match because both wrestlers are physical in nature. Their style is more ground and pound and brawler type, with Roman being, I think, a little quicker. But as far as where they should go with this match, again, I'd love for Roman to win. End this title reign from Sheamus because I really don't think he should have sniffed even that Money in the Bank briefcase, just because this guy doesn't get over that well as a heel, nor did he get over that well as a face. He was basically like Cena 2.0, but not as good, and certainly not able to generate the crowd reaction that you would want him to be or want him to. But I know from past, experiences and a lot of stuff I've read over the years, and a lot of it's really kind of came true or turned out to be true, is Triple H is a huge fan of Sheamus.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Part of the reason why a while ago Triple H lost to Sheamus in a match. And, Triple H just doesn't lose for anyone.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, he lost for Daniel Bryan.
I'm just saying, that's why I'm saying, like, he doesn't just lose for anyone.
Yeah.
It has to be
I agree.
someone who he thinks is, good enough to put over in that way. At least that's his reputation. So it's not surprising to see Sheamus hold the title. I just think it's misguided, just because he's not getting over the same way as a heel as, like, Seth Rollins is, or he wasn't getting over the same way as a face like Daniel Bryan did. So there really, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts, though.
As much as I'm frustrated to see Sheamus have the title, it is to safe play by the WWE, because he's proven that he's had long title runs in the past, and Roman Reigns, obviously, he's never had it, except for maybe 10 seconds. But
it's 5 minutes and 16 seconds.
Or, yeah. But
5:15.
to be exact. So what I'm saying is that I don't know if the WWE has the confidence in Reigns to hold a title longer than 5 minutes and 15 seconds.
I don't know.
And I don't know if they're ready to commit to him just yet.
I
know we've had this conversation even a year ago.
They've certainly showed that they would commit to him just by having him involved in these main event title pictures and get him involved with the title matches. I mean, he main evented a WrestleMania. How much more committed can you be towards a guy, letting him main event?
Yeah.
Now, of course, they didn't have him.
Point.
They didn't have him win, but still, even there, you're putting a lot of trust into him, and at some point, it becomes a situation where you just have to go with it and see what happens. Maybe this was what they were thinking with Sheamus, where they're like, maybe they were teetering on the edge of maybe he should be champion now or later. Let's just do it now because we need a champion. But if you're really invested in Roman Reigns, and it's not like he's a nobody, he is connecting with the crowd. His merch does sell well. He is, a fan favorite. Of course, he has, he has basically now the Cena situation where he gets half the crowd cheering, half the crowd booing him. But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
But also another point I'd like to make is the fact that maybe they're purposely prolonging him becoming champion to have this huge payoff in the end.
More than likely, it really comes off like they're rehashing the Daniel Bryan story.
Pretty much, yeah.
The difference
I wish they would do something.
Well, it's
creative.
Fine. I mean, that's a storyline that's as old as wrestling itself. It's whoever your biggest face or whoever you see as your biggest draw going for the title because the title's the most coveted thing, and then having that long road to finally becoming champion. That's just a storyline that WWE and all wrestling companies have done since wrestling started. So I'm fine with them doing it. The problem is the difference between them doing it with Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns is Daniel Bryan was already heavily over.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
a
major difference.
He wasn't getting any boos. People were all invested in him well before that SummerSlam match with him and John Cena. With Roman Reigns, yes, there's a segment of that crowd that's invested in him and that cheers him and likes what he does.
Yeah, but it's not also universal.
Yeah, it's not as strong. Their voices don't overshadow the ones that boo him, and just in reverse, the ones that boo and don't like Roman Reigns don't overshadow the fans that he has. So
yeah,
they're stuck in this like limbo with him.
And now that Roman Reigns has his stable, the family, with the Usos and Dean Ambrose. And we've always had him with Dean Ambrose. And now we got Sheamus and the League of Nations that they just put together. They're trying to get someone to jump on Sheamus' bandwagon to to help put him over even more and to help put over the other wrestlers in that faction as well.
Yeah, and I think it was a smart move because individually, those guys, they weren't really making much headway in WWE. Like, Wade Barrett had his moments, Del Rio had his moments, Rusev had his moments. So, but putting them together, as long as WWE focuses on each of their strengths and uses that as a part of, like, that group identity, then I can see this League of Nations group going somewhere. At the same time, though, they really have to get over each stigma that each wrestler in that group has, or at least, make all 4 of them relevant to the fans besides the champion, of course. So
yeah.
They have a bit of a tough task, but it's not impossible. They've made groups that were just thought of, in a split second,
The
and
Nexus.
then like who could have seen these young up and coming wrestlers, who just came out one night and destroys everything on a Raw.
That was cool.
Yeah, and then from there they grew into probably one of the most popular groups, in a long time, and they had a nice run for a handful of months. Unfortunately, with injuries and bad, storyline making, they've killed that group before it really could have, done something. But this is a group that could really do something. Again, all 4 of those guys has some kind of strength, whether we want to admit it or not. You capitalize on that strength. You give them a role.
Do you think
in the
that some of them
stable.
will try to come and help Sheamus?
You would have to imagine.
That's a good point.
You'd have to imagine everyone from the 2 teams is going to get involved some way, somehow, because, Ambrose has his match with Owens, and I don't think Del Rio has a match with Swagger, so that means at least,
Barrett.
one person from each group will not be involved possibly with this. But it depends the direction WWE wants to go. If they want to legitimize Reigns or Sheamus or both of them, you want to keep that match one-on-one.
Yeah, I'd like to see them going on their own. No helps from
Same here, I
outside
agree.
interference.
No.
One thing I find interesting is the fact that now that Sheamus is champion, the Authority is behind this guy, obviously, but you don't really see the Authority's role in this as big as it was when Rollins was champion. The Authority was dominating the show. Now the Authority's kind of more on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Yes, they're getting involved. Yes, of course, Triple H beating the crap out of Reigns so Sheamus could cash in. Yeah, that's pretty involved. But, overall, you don't see them getting
As of late,
involved.
they've really taken, a step
back
back.
seat.
They've taken a back seat. But I think what would help this League of Nations group is if the Authority kind of props them up a little and kind of helps them along. Because in the eyes of the crowd, Authority are probably the biggest heels in all of WWE. So you link that with this League of Nations group.
Wow.
Some of the
That's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, some of that heat that Triple H and Stephanie get could make its way over to the League of Nations. And that's what they need, is this big, dominant group, that runs out on Raw, dominates everyone, destroys everyone,
Gets
and
all the
kind of... Yeah,
Soon they should get all the titles.
down the line for sure.
You know
if
what?
they're serious about this group.
That'd be
down the
pretty
line.
cool, actually. As much as I'm not a big fan of the League of Nations, I think that would be pretty cool if they all had the titles.
I'd like
Now-
them to recruit Kevin Owens because they need someone from Canada.
Oh, yeah, good point. That would be interesting.
He already has the IC title.
That'd be cool.
He seems like more of a lone wolf, though.
But-
so.
What do you think of this possibility? Reigns is about to win. Triple H comes out and interferes,
That
helps
would-
Sheamus win it.
that would give them that link between, the League and the Authority, so that might help, get this group over as a formidable, heel stable, which is always nice to have. It's always good to have that group that the fans tune in, can't stand to boo, or can't wait to boo and, bring the heat towards. And then there can be a face group to challenge them or a face individual wrestler to challenge them. So That's wrestling 101. A lot.
That's what I think is going to happen. Is Reigns is going to be about to win it, but Triple H interferes, or something's going to happen, some type of interference. But I think it's going to be Triple H, and Sheamus gets to win.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win?
I mean, hopefully Roman Reigns. Like, we'd want to see him get the push and get the title.
I'd like to see Reigns win it. That being said, but
I don't know. Being that Sheamus' second title defense, since he had that one on Raw. But maybe. I don't know. Like, everyone's been talking like, oh, you think that they're gonna push Sheamus now, knowing that he's in the new Ninja Turtles movie? Maybe, but I doubt it. I would want to see them push Roman Reigns a little more.
Yeah, I agree. I think the safer bet is on Roman because he already is established with that crowd, and the crowd, that part of the crowd wants to see him be successful, and they would pay to see it. But at the same time, WWE doesn't really do short title runs, especially with their major title.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to deal with Sheamus as champion. My guess is at least Royal Rumble. Because I cannot see him go against WrestleMania with this title.
WrestleMania, him and Brock Lesnar.
No.
Sheamus.
that would be interesting.
Either Sheamus and Lesnar,
no.
or Lesnar Roman Reigns too.
That I'd be fine with Lesnar and Reigns, but Sheamus and Lesnar, no. Just no.
So you're picking Sheamus,
Yeah, Sheamus.
and who are you picking?
Reigns.
Okay, I hope you're right.
I hope he's right too.
So any last thoughts?
We'll see. This is the last pay-per-view of the year, and sometimes that can set the tone for what WWE's going to do in the next year. So we'll see if that's the case. This just could be a continuation of what's been going on this year, but maybe something happens in this pay-per-view somewhere on the card that sets the tone of what we can expect for 2016, because it's not too far off, and then next time we'll be doing this, it's the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And that's the thing to really get excited for, because
This guy's birthday.
Yeah, well,
That-
my birthday.
and then just because the Royal Rumble is, the defining moment of the year. That's where everything comes together, and then they start working towards WrestleMania. So this could be a precursor, or it could just be a continuation of
I think-
what we're seeing.
I don't think this is going to be a great match. That being said, I think that this match is going to be better than I expect.
I hope so.
So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to follow us on social media. See ya. See ya.